free IPP, 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 free IPP.
Keir Starmer's a wanker. Meatheads though, didn't they? With big dogs. I love looking.
The Labour government should be doing something to resolve it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Shame on the Labour Party! Shame on the Labour Party!
Shame on the Labour Party! Shame on the Labour Party! Shame on the Labour Party! Shame on the Labour Party!
Shame, Keir Starmer, shame, Keir Starmer, shame, Tim said, Tony Blair, Hear that? Here, you can't hide, keeping innocent people inside. Here, you can't hide, keeping innocent people inside. Free the IPP, free the IPP, free the IPP, free the IPP. And not decades over tariffs. You are the real criminals. You are the real criminals. Free the IPP, free the IPP, free the IPP, free the IPP.
You do.
These men are being tied off
with blood on their hands. Free the IPP.
Free the IPP's Keir Starmer. The human rights liar.
The IPP!
Free the IPP.
Free the IPP!
Free the IPP.
Free the IPP!
Thousand IPP prisoners, decades over tariff, that could empty 3 prisons, but instead you release all the rehabilitated offenders, 40% of their tariff, 60% of their tariff early, and these men are decades over tariff for stealing a bike in their youth, and then the SSJ, the Secretary of State for Injustice, you vetoed decisions from the parole board. You have made the parole board redundant. They recommend open and you knock them back. You have knocked back men at unprecedented rates. Shame, Labour. Shame, Labour. Shame, Labour. These are lying at the Free the IPP. Free the IPP.
Hi, my name is Roland Briggs. I've come down to this event which is showing support for IPP prisoners and in order to try to achieve some kind of change. I think it's a terrible injustice, which I think a lot of people do think if you ask them about it. And I think more needs to be done by those in power to do something about it. The rules need to be changed. The more assistance needs to be given to those in prison and those who go out and then get recalled. Thank you.
People then go, those bloody IPP campaigners won't go away.
Yeah.
And what's really important about that is it means that they know that they're constantly under scrutiny. They're always hoping to brush this under the carpet and they're not going to get away with it. So it's very important that you carry on the campaign. Am I turned on? I've never ever been accused of having a...
Listen, don't shout and all because they'll take it off because it's amplified.
I know, but I'm a peer of the realm.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah. Get out. Chain yourself to the Houses of Parliament.
Somebody made a terrible error doing that, didn't they? Anyway, right. Right, I'm going to just shout.
Yeah, go.
Right.
Some backwards.
No, right, I can shout, do a stump speech. Listen, the main thing is, be gobby, like me. Being gobby is really important because, as I say, there is an attempt at putting this under the carpet, keeping it quiet, hoping it'll go away. But it won't go away until IPP really goes away. Very important. Now, I think you have an obligation to keep pestering people like me. because even though we're all on side, we don't always know the detail. We don't know all the stories, we don't have all the facts. So we had a meeting yesterday on IPP and we heard from the parole board. But it's only when I came here today that somebody said to me, yeah, parole board has improved a bit. But when people are then given category D, the Secretary of State is knocking it back. Now, if only I'd talked to you before I had the meeting yesterday, but as a consequence of coming here today, I'm now going to write to Timpson and say, I've heard this. No, I know, but he has to a certain extent, then be answerable to me on that. And I will say, this is exactly what you should have talked about yesterday when we had the meeting. The other thing that I'm very concerned about is I can't stand recall. Recall drives me mad because they're recalling people at huge rates for absolutely nothing and making people re-enter the process again.
It's costing the taxpayer a fortune.
It's costing the taxpayer a fortune, but it's also complete abuse of power and indicates a real problem with the parole board.
Probation.
Not parole board, with probation. See, if I hadn't got the experts around me, I'd be making a mistake. So the truth is, you've got to keep telling people like me, who gets a chance to talk to those that are in control, the details and the facts. I wouldn't have understood or known about the shocking reality of people, yes, being sent from prison into psychiatric hospital and getting the mental health care that they get, and then being bounced back into prison again. I wouldn't have known about that had I not come to a protest, read things that people have written who are campaigners, and known what to say about it. So all I'm saying to you is, we are simply mouthpieces for you. But we need you. You can use us to make sure that we get into a situation like we've got in now, where somebody's son is going to hopefully be off licence in a month. And as I said to him, he's going to come for a cup of tea and we're going to talk about anything but IPP, right? We're going to talk about him as somebody who now runs his own business. Because people need to be free. They don't want to be IPPers forever. But while IPP exists, we'll all be here fighting it and campaigning for it. So I'd like to thank you, but remember, we're not the experts, you are, and it's up to you to keep the pressure on us so we can keep the pressure on those with power. But thanks a lot for being here.
Well,
keep being gobby, that's what I say.
Thank you, Baroness Fox.
My name's Stacey Clough. I'm the Organiser of Injustice of IPP. I'm here today because my husband, Paul Clough, was sentenced to 1 year, 67 days in prison and has now served 14 and a half years. And we want the injustice to end for all IPPs and their family.
Free the IPPs! Free the IPPs! Free the IPPs! Free the IPPs!
I'm here today to protest the IPP sentence. I'm here for my son, Kyle Driscoll. My real argument about it is that the IPP was abolished in 2012, but not retrospectively. And for the prisoners that managed to get out of prison, their life is absolutely made a terrible, terrible misery by the pressure on them from the probation service, who recall people for missing one appointment and tell lies about it too. The whole thing needs to be reformatted, it needs to be looked at again. They need to let these poor people out that have been in jail much, much longer over tariff. It's absolutely criminal and cruel and inhumane.
So I've done what I can with my MP.
He literally threw himself.
Come over here!
The time. different times on the clock. Breaking news. Broken clock.
It says a lot about our country at the
I
moment,
know.
I think.
Somebody join in, please.
These balloons matter because each and every one of them represents an IPPer who has fallen. All those people, all that waste of potential. And to be honest with you, and I say this as a parliamentarian, the state is responsible for what happened to those IPPers. But we know that they matter, we remember them, and we're now going to release the balloons in honour of them, for them, to remember them positively as people who deserve better, but who will not be forgotten. Let's release them. 1, 2, 3.